And if you are jumping on in the group, then please write in the comments below what interests you about this topic today. Rewire your brain, turn off pain. This is something that I'm really excited to dive into today and excited to share my own experiences with brain rewiring, or we could also call it brain retraining. And I would also love to hear from any of you that have had experience with this particular topic, and maybe how, your experience has been, how it changed your life. And if this is your first time hearing about brain retraining, then I'm excited to dive into this topic with you. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I want to ask is, did you know that 90% of the thoughts that you think today are the same thoughts that you'll think tomorrow? That is pretty incredible, right? So repetition creates strong neural pathways in the brain, reinforcing patterns, including those related to pain. But what if I told you that you have the power to change these patterns? These patterns are not set in stone. This is not the way things have to be for the rest of your life. And that's where the magic of brain rewiring comes in. So I'll tell you a little bit about my own story with this. A few years ago, I developed a severe sensitivity to mold that completely took over my life. Every time I entered a space with even the slightest trace of mold, my body would react intensely. I felt trapped and constantly on edge, avoiding places and feeling like my environment was completely controlling me. And then I discovered brain retraining and realized that my body wasn't just reacting to mold, but it was reacting to the expectation of danger. So it was something that my brain had wired itself to anticipate. And at first, this idea felt abstract. How could changing my thoughts impact my physical health so much? Because I knew that, and I had heard that when you change your thoughts, then your body can change. But it seemed a bit, esoteric at the time. But still, I decided to commit to this process, and I began to incorporate daily meditation and visualization exercises that were aimed at calming my nervous system and rewiring my brain's response to this trigger. So in that case, it was the trigger of mold. And as I focused on retraining my brain, I noticed that the physical symptoms I had been experiencing started to decrease. My body was no longer responding with the same level of intensity, and over time, I began to regain my freedom. I could walk into spaces without the same fear of having a reaction. And it really changed my life because it allowed me to travel, it allowed me to explore and have experiences that I normally wouldn't be able to have. So if any of you are here now watching the video that want to comment on maybe an experience that you've had in your life where you really felt like you were being controlled by your own body and you just weren't able to make a change. And that's what this live stream is going to be all about today, and how I was able to make a shift, because this experience taught me that our bodies are incredibly responsive to our thoughts and to our beliefs. And the brain and the body are in constant communication. So when we take steps to retrain our brain, we can shift how our body responds to the world around us and how it responds to even daily activities in life. So it's not just about avoiding what we fear, it's about reprogramming our entire system differently so that we can react differently. And so even though I've been working with clients for over 20 years to help them find holistic solutions to pain relief, Over the last few years, I have started to incorporate more and more of this neuroplasticity into the work that I do with my clients because I've seen how it's really been the missing link in creating lasting change when it comes to pain relief and when it comes to really living the type of life that you want to live, living a healthy, active lifestyle, doing the sports you want to do, the activities that you want to do. I think this is really one of the most important aspects because it's really working with your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind stores all of the beliefs that you have about yourself. And it stores the beliefs about your body, you know, what you believe that your body is actually capable of. So let's talk a little bit about that. We'll talk a little bit about pain and the brain. But before I do that, if you're just jumping on now to this live stream, I also want to introduce myself. My name is Jenna, and I'm a somatic coach and a pain relief specialist. And I've created this group to help folks to thrive beyond pain, just as the name suggests, so that you can get back to the active life that you want to live. And so that pain is no longer holding you back from doing the things that you want to do and really truly experiencing life as you deserve to do. So when we experience chronic pain, the brain becomes wired to expect pain. So comment below if you get up in the morning and before you even get out of bed, you're already thinking to yourself, this is going to hurt. I'm going to feel stiff. I'm going to maybe get up and go to the bathroom. And as I go to the bathroom, I'm going to be kind of hunched over because my back is going to be feeling stiff and tight. So if that's you, you're definitely not alone. There are so many people that deal with chronic low back pain and stiffness. But when we have this expectation that, okay, before we have even done this activity, we already know that we're going to be in pain, or we already know and expect this pain. It's often because this wiring is so ingrained in us, and the brain also, it's not that the pain isn't there. The brain signals pain even when there's no physical cause of the pain. And this is where the concept of nerve cells that fire together, are wired together, comes in. So you maybe have heard that before. I know Joe Dispenza has been talking a lot about that, but that really comes from neuroscience. And it basically means that the brain sends and receives pain signals. And the stronger and more automatic these pathways become, then the more pain that you can experience, or the longer you will be experiencing that pain. So if you've had an acute injury, and then that leads to chronic pain, that's one of the reasons why, because the brain has been sending you this signal, I'm in pain, please do something about it. And it's become so ingrained, and that groove has been set and wired. And that's why somebody can really experience chronic pain for so long without it changing, because of the way that the brain has wired that pain signal into the nervous system. So the good news about all of this is that the brain is plastic. So neuroplasticity is this fascinating way that we can look at our brain's ability to change and rewire itself and reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. It's like you're remodeling a house and you're going to tear down the walls and you're going to put in new pipes and take down all of the old pipes. And so this can build new pathways that support optimal health and optimal function in your body. Maybe about 10 years ago, I was living in a really old house in very old area of Oakland called Piedmont. And the house that I was living in was built in the early 1900s, and it had very old pipes. So when I would turn the faucet on, the water would run brown. And I told my landlord about this, and he said, yeah, you know, these pipes are really old. And There's just nothing I can do about it because the amount of time and work and money it would take to rewire these pipes, it's just not something I'm able to do right now. And so this really is what it's like when we are rewiring our brain. It does take some time and it takes some effort. But the great thing is that it doesn't take too much time and it's worth it. So just with 10 minutes a day, doing the practices that I'm going to present today, you will see huge shifts. And I've seen it over and over again with my clients. And because our brains are rewired through repetition, really all we need is consistency. Okay, because remember, 90% of your thoughts today are repeats from yesterday. So you're basically just like Groundhog Day, living the same day over and over and over again, right? And so if you're stuck in this cycle of pain and fear, then those pathways just get stronger. And my, heart really goes out to you if that's what you're experiencing, because I really know how that is. And I know what it can be like to be stuck in those cycles of pain and the way that it can limit you in your life and just make everything so much more challenging. And so that's why I wanted to talk about this in our live stream today. But I really want to also give you the inspiration that change is possible. I've definitely seen it many times with my clients. And I'm going to today show you how you can rewire for relief by adopting pain-free movement practices. That's going to be the first key. Meditation, that's going to be the second key, and positive self-talk. And through those three keys, we can start to rewire the brain and change the expression of the genes that are associated with pain. This also has to do with epigenetics. And I was going to talk more about that today, but I think I'm going to we've already have so much we're discussing today. I think I'll get to that in another live stream, but it all goes together. So that this means we're really not just managing pain, we are fundamentally changing the way our body and brain experience pain. So I found that these three keys that I just presented are the formula for making lasting changes when it comes to rewiring your brain to turn off pain. And in my program, when I work with clients, this is what we do. So I dive deep into these three steps that I just mentioned, and I guide you through them and hold your hand through every step of the way so that you have that support, that motivation, that inspiration to keep going and to have that consistency, because again, repetition is the key. So I just want to dive deeper into what those three keys are for lasting pain relief. But I quickly want to, because I'm streaming this on Zoom and then I'm going through Facebook, I need to kind of change my windows here so I can see if we want to chat with anybody here in the chat box. So if you're jumping onto this video today, please just pop in the chat and let me know where you're coming from today and how I can support you. And if this is interesting, if you're watching the replay, then feel free to comment below and let me know how this information is landing for you. All right, so the first key is pain-free movement. So when we engage in pain-free exercises, we're basically teaching the brain that movement doesn't have to be painful. And this helps weaken those old pathways and strengthens new healthy ones. So the old pathways that said, I can't do that movement, that's going to hurt. I can't get out of bed, that's going to cause me stiffness in my back. We are rewiring that. And I have many videos about this on my YouTube channel. So if you want to check that out, I can post it in the comments below. But my YouTube channel is Movement and Mindset with Jenna. So I have a couple different videos. One of the videos is called, I think, Neuroplasticity Yoga Flow. So that could be a good one to check out. So the first thing we're doing is finding movements that don't hurt. very simply put. So Pilates is great for this, yoga, great for this, gentle stretching. And so when I work with clients one-on-one or in my group program, this is what we do is I offer a personalized one-on-one session, and we explore what are your needs and what's your unique situation so that we can create a plan tailored just for you, exercises that are going to be just for you and what's going on with your body so that you can get stronger and so that you can find those pain-free exercises to teach your body that movement doesn't have to hurt. Okay, so that's the first key. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below about that one. The second one is mindset shifts. Our mindset is so important to our healing. And I know this one can be annoying because, when I was experiencing my sensitivity to molds and people were telling me it's just in your head, which was true. It was in my brain. But there was something real also happening. Mold is toxic for your body, and I was reacting to it, and it was a real thing that was happening. So it didn't feel good when people told me, just get over it, you're fine. So if that's something that a doctor has told you, or someone has told you in your life, I'm sorry that that somebody has said that to you, and it's not true, because everything that you're experiencing is valid, and everything is okay that you're experiencing. But to also be empowered by knowing that we can shift our mindset, and it can be a really powerful tool when combined with these movement practices as well, because it creates this holistic approach to rewiring the brain to alleviate chronic pain. So one of my suggestions for a mindset shift is just to notice your self-talk throughout the day. Notice when you might be saying to yourself, I can't go to that event because I'll be in pain. And it might be that you want to question that thought of, really, is there a way that I could go to that event? Maybe I can bring a, chair with me, or maybe there's something I can do, and maybe I actually won't be in pain. Maybe I could try it out this time. Another thought that you may be repeating to yourself is, I'm just never going to get better. I'm never going to get over this. My body's never going to feel good. I notice those thoughts, and it can be really powerful to reprogram those thoughts and to say to yourself, no, I believe in myself. I am going to get better. I deserve this. And it might feel really awkward at first. You may not believe it. You're probably not going to believe it at first. And that's why this takes repetition. And that's why this takes reprogramming. And that's also why I'm here to encourage and support you, because I've seen the changes that it's made in my life and also in the life of my clients by just doing these simple mindset shifts of noticing your self-talk throughout the day. So what I want to suggest now is to create a declaration for yourself that has to do with something that you're experiencing that's a block or a limitation. So an example of it, when it comes to your body, you may notice that you keep thinking to yourself, I'm just never going to get better. I'm never going to heal. And so it's such a powerful tool to be able to say to yourself, I believe in myself. I am going to get better. And so using an I am statement and saying it in the present tense is what I would suggest. So in that case, you could say something as simple as I am healthy, or I am strong. And if that's hard to believe because you really don't feel healthy and strong, then you could say something like, I am getting better and better every day. My condition is improving, or my symptoms are improving more and more so every day. So it's worth a shot, just try it out and see how it goes, and let me know, report back. Try it for a week, try it for 7 days, try that declaration. One thing that's really powerful to do is write it in your notebook, your journal every morning. Just write it down and see yourself getting better. It's quite powerful. So that leads us to our third key to rewiring our brains and finding pain relief, which is meditation and visualization. So some of you may have heard of Joe Dispenza. He's become really popular over the last few years. He has a lot of videos out there on YouTube, and he talks a lot about this from the perspective of neuroscience and why this works. And, just in general, meditation allows us to step out of our habitual stress response that may be reinforcing pain. And it also allows us to relax our nervous system so that when we come from a more regulated state, then our body can do what it needs to do to heal itself. And this is something I also really dive deep into in my program with folks. And so, visualization can be a really great tool so that you can imagine pain-free movement. And this can help to rewire the brain without actually doing physical movement. So this is something I would highly suggest if you are experiencing pain to the point where it might be hard to walk, or it might just be hard to go about doing your daily activities. This could be a really great practice for you to experiment with and just kind of see. I know if you go on Joe Dispenza's YouTube channel, you can see a lot of the success stories that he's had using meditation to heal all sorts of disorders and conditions, people in wheelchairs getting up to walk. He even talked about a woman who had her thyroid taken out and her thyroid actually regenerated. So, I mean, this really just blows one's mind. It kind of goes beyond what we imagine is even possible. But that's what's so powerful about this work. So we are going to do this together right now, just a very short, quick meditation together so that you can experience how powerful of a tool this is, and then you can let me know how it goes. So go ahead and just take a comfortable seated position, or if you'd rather lie on your back and that's more comfortable for you, then feel free to do that as well. And just take a moment to close your eyes. We're just going to start by taking a couple deep breaths. So we're going to inhale through the nose for the count of 4. Exhale out the mouth for the count of 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And now just starting to feel your body connected to the surface below you. Feel yourself settling a little deeper into that surface beneath you. And now we're going to start to bring into our awareness an image to focus our attention on that represents who we would be if this thing, so in this case, it's most likely pain. So if this pain wasn't limiting you, what activity would you be doing? How would you see yourself living your life? What dreams do you have that you want to accomplish or live out that you feel that you can't do because this pain is limiting you or keeping you from doing that thing? So you're going to start to conjure up in your mind's eye an image of that person that you would be. And notice yourself doing that activity that you would love to do, that you would love to get back to doing. That really is the representation of you in your healthiest, most optimal state, pain-free, living the life that you were meant to live, accomplishing your dreams and your goals. Just give you a moment to really conjure that up in your mind's eye. And as you're ready, I want you to start to bring all of your senses into this scene, into this imaginal act. And notice any colors that you see around you, any images. What does the room look like that you're in? Really engage all of your senses as much as you can. What does this room smell like? What sounds do you hear around you? And start to bring this into your body, fully embodying this experience, being this person now that you want to be. Visualize your body feeling amazing, healthy, strong, vibrant, doing all the things you want to do. Feel yourself in this experience. And as you're ready, I invite you to slowly come back to the sensation of your body connected to the surface beneath you. We're going to gently invite ourselves back. We're going to bring this image of ourselves that we conjured up in our mind's eye, this imaginal act, into our being, and we're going to trust and know that this is who we truly are. And that if we can dream it and feel it, that we could actually live it. And I want you to take a moment to really have that faith that this can happen for you, that you can achieve your health goal, and that it's there for you now. And so with that, you can slowly begin to open your eyes, come back to your room that you're in, and take your time. If you want to dive deeper into this meditation, then I invite you to do so by just shutting off the computer, and feel free to continue to meditate if that is something you want to dive deeper into. Wonderful. So I would love to hear how that experience was for you. So if you are watching the replay, please comment below on how this experience was for you. And I want to invite you. It's kind of a challenge. It's a 7-day challenge. I want to invite you to every day practice this meditation and your declaration. You can do them together. What I would suggest is say your declaration first as you're meditating, you're calming your body, you're calming your nervous system. It's really helpful to do that box breath where you inhale for 4 and exhale for 4. And then you say your declaration to yourself. I am healthy. I am strong, whatever it is. And you want to say it in positive language. You want to try to avoid saying something like I am pain-free. It's better to say something like I'm vibrant. So then you would go into your visualization, and you really only need to do this for like 2 minutes for it to be effective. So I would say set aside 5 minutes a day. I think most of us, even with our busy, crazy lives, can set aside 5 minutes. And if this is something that you want more support with, I would love to connect with you and see how I could support you. So please comment below and let me know, and I will reach out to you and we can connect and come up with a tool that is specific for you to help you work with this information that I've introduced today, the 3 keys to rewiring for relief. So with that, I'm going to end the live stream here. I hope you all enjoyed this and that it felt supportive for you. And I will see you next Monday at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right, take care, everybody.